Okay, so welcome back. Today we're going to look at how you could, and I mean could, make a start to your programming of your project, actually making the solution work. Now, if I take a look at my DFD as I've got it, this is how I plan on starting today. But over another couple of videos, we'll take a look at how you could also start it, because you don't have to use the plan you've got there. You can follow the tasks that they give you within the task sheet. However, I feel that it kind of personalizes it when I know that I've been through the project, that I know that I've created this data flow diagram, and I want to actually use it to create it. Now, I could quite happily go through and use my pseudocode instead. Alright, there is nothing wrong with using it, and in fact, for a lot of people, that's an easier place to start because you've already got the idea of these variables need to be created, you've already got these ideas of lists needing to be there, and everything from reading actual lines of the text file to find out where everything is happening. I do recommend those that are new to programming start there. But I'm going to start with my DFD just because I love having the printout of it next to me and being able to tick it off as bits get completed. I'm also going to use a trick that I like to... I won't say it's a trick actually, it's a bit of a misgiving. I'm going to keep a new file open at all times and I'm going to test small parts of my program in that one, make sure they work, and then incorporate it into the entire program later on. I want to create the small bits that work together as a whole rather than it being one massive program right at the start. Okay, let's see how we go. The first thing I need to do is get it to generate the 5 random cards. Now I remember splitting this up into a few further steps. So I've got to import the random module, read all of the file names, and generate a list of 5 random unique cards. Seems easy enough. Import random, read all the file names. Step 1. Import random, and then I've hit kinda like a stumbling block. It says read all the file names. I've never checked to see whether or not Python can find files and a list of files, so let's get to Google. Okay, I've zoomed on in just to make it a little bit easier. What I have done is made sure I've included the version of Python that we're actually on. It does make it a lot easier to find specifics that will work with your version of a programming language if you type that into your search criteria. So with Python 3.3, I want to read the names of the files in a directory. Now I've already clicked on the top one, and I know there's a good answer in there. Sorry, never like leaving it to chance. Mainly because I found out in this one a link that took me back. So I'm going to go back into it. Now I'm trying to list everything. Now this is an awfully long page. And if I was reading this within a controlled assessment lesson, this might take absolutely ages. So I'm going to start being a little bit sneaky with it. I'm going to go to Control and F, and I'm going to type in list. Okay, returns a list of directories that will be searched. Nope. Get group list. Return a list of IDs that the user belongs to. Nope. Still in the same one. Get groups. Return a list of supplementary. Nope. Get groups. We're still in that. Init groups. Call the system init groups with a list of. Nope. There's a lot of things to do with groups. OS lister. Return a list containing the names of entries in the directory of a given path. The list is an arbitrary order and does not include the special entries dot and dot dot even if they're present. Path may be either a string or of type bytes. If path is of type bytes, specify file descriptor. So this one actually seems to be the best version. Okay, let's try it. So I want to use OS lister and give it a path. Whee. Now, years of experience tell me that OS is actually another import, so I'm going to have a look, and I think I just need to import OS. Sorry, for the first time I'm recording this one live, so I'm trying to save myself time at the later date, but actually you'll get all the singing that's involved in it. I apologise, but it's a bit more interesting than just hearing nothing else. Right, I think it's an import OS. Right, now I haven't given it a path name yet, and I haven't saved it anywhere. So if I can save it in the same folder, and I think I have put it on desktop, Braden Komsky. I think it's an extras. Play your cards right. Yeah, that's where my cards are. So if I save it in there and go to it being it's like random card, isn't it? And press the folder, we can then get the file path to cards. So that's the folder I want. That might be a bit of a problem, but we can try it out in a second. First thing I'm going to do is just try it like that. It might go horribly wrong because if you remember when we were using reading of the files input and output, I might need double slashes, but we'll take a look. So let's run it and see what happens. Oh, Unicode codec cannot decode bytes in position 1, 2, truncated escape. Eek. Right, so that thinks that that's bytes and not a string. Let's try and convert it, though I have no idea why it wouldn't believe that it's a string. F5. No, it doesn't like that at all. Maybe it doesn't need path. No. Let's go back to Google's os.listdir. Oh, example would be good. Tutorials point. Good old-fashioned favourite. Returns value of the string. Yeah, that's what we've read already. Path, which needs to be explored. So, could give it out. Okay, well, let's try it that way for a second then. Let's have up above value called path equals, and then I had it copied, and then we go through and just put the word path, which might have been a problem beforehand. Oh, it really doesn't like that. Path equals. Maybe it doesn't like the way I've written it because that's forward slashes. Now there are programming languages that take from the point that you're at. So it will look in the current directory where the file is stored, this one, and then try and look for files there. So if that is the way it's working, it will just need to be, timing, that, possibly with or without the slash. Ooh, that's better than the big massive error we had before. So, file not found error. System cannot file the path specified cards. So let's try without the slash. Apparently there's nothing in that file. Is that what it's saying? Aha, no. We need to store it and we need to print it out as a list. So if I take that, thank you very much, tutorials point, and say that that's the directory. I don't like that as going purple. That shouldn't be right, should it? Dirs. specified in keyword, right. File in DIR's print file. Invalid syntax. Aha. Wrong version of Python. Brilliant. So we've now got the names of all those files in there. So all I need to do is save that as a list, because I've read all the 5 names. Save it as a list, and then I can generate 5 random ones. Now I won't be able to put back in there, so I'm going to have to code that in. Otherwise, one of my random cards chosen at random, I'm going to be going higher or lower than 10, and the next card will be the back one, which doesn't seem right. So I've progressed a little bit. I've now got the list of all the files in the directory. Time for a quick break. See you next time.